Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoner out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanassar the king of Assyria led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen, and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood, till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half, and the same region is called Arsareth.
We came here and created a blank slate. We birthed a nation from nothing. I mean, there's nothing here. I mean, yes, we have Native Americans, but candidly, that there isn't much Native American culture in American culture.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
For more than 500 years, American Indian people have been subjected to the ever-changing whims of the white man, who with sword in one hand and Bible in the other, swept across this land like a plague of locusts. What the people of the United States did not know was that their so-called enlightened nation was setting an example that would be followed in the 20th century by some of the worst butchers known to man. In their efforts to deal with the original inhabitants of this land, the European and then the American governments tried many different approaches. First they tried subjugation. Then, when that failed, extermination. And when that wasn't totally successful, then came the reservations. And the land set aside for reservations in the 1800s was generally the most worthless land that could be found. Indians were relocated to these lands for as long as the grass grows and the rivers flow, unless, like in the Black Hills of South Dakota, valuable mineral resources are discovered on that land, and then the Indians are uprooted and relocated again.
Yeah, we're having some breaking news out here on the south lawn of the state capitol. About 150 demonstrators just gathered, and they have just torn down the statue of Christopher Columbus. The statue has been here since 1931. Columbus, of course, has been very much criticized in recent years as people look at his history again as a conqueror and not as an explorer, as he has been written about in many U.S. history books. Have you got any assurance that they're not just going to put it back up?
Oh, they will never put that back up. If they put him up, it should be in a room where they educate people on the foundation of Minnesota and how Minnesota became to be, how this country was formed, and the sick foundation that this country's built on racism, genocide, so much talk about looting, but they looted our land, they stole our land.
I am truly grateful that we have come together, the South and the North. Out of this gathering, we are going to continue to work in a strong way and not allow any more people to die and suffer in the hands of what is oppressed us for 500 years. I tell you to the world, le digo al mundo, do not suppress and hurt our people anymore.
In preparation for the 500th anniversary of the arrival of Christopher Columbus in the Americas, 300 native people came to the highlands of Ecuador in July 1990 to participate in the historic First Continental Conference of Indigenous Peoples. They came from North, South, and Central America, representing a wide spectrum of Indian nations. They came to speak about the impact of the Columbus legacy on their lives and to share their visions for the future.
Quiero hacer la presentación de todos quienes.
We welcome those who have come to participate in this first Continental Conference of Indigenous Peoples of the Americas.
De pueblos indígenas del continente americano.
This is a meeting and a coming together of the people of the North, the people of the Eagle, and the people of the South, the people of the Condor.
Y ahorita en este encuentro que vamos a tener aquí con todos nuestros hermanos indígenas.
This meeting of indigenous peoples is for us an historic moment. It is time to put an end to hunger, repression, and the discrimination we have lived with for 500 years.
La represión, la discriminación que vivimos desde los 500 años.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. Their Redeemer is strong. The Lord of hosts is his name. He shall truly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon.